It's all waiting for you. Outs- Hey, you. Dreaming of a world outside this screen? Where the volume turns down as the sun rises up. It's all waiting for you. Outs- Hey, you. Dreaming of a world outside this screen? Where the volume turns down as the sun rises up. It's all waiting for you. Outs- Hey, you. Dreaming of a world outside this screen? Where the volume turns down as the sun rises up.
This is David T. Fung here. Welcome to the Apogee Test Flight Starship Test Flight 13 launch. We're going to track it live here. You can see the mission profile. We're having launching from Starbase. We'll run through a quick simulation here so you can see at 60 times speed. So you can see the flight trajectory here. We'll live sync it at 1x. You can watch it at the SpaceX live stream. We're working on features to get the cam and booster view ready, but we're here focused on ship today. Ship will travel from the Gulf of America, where Starbase is located, all the way to the Indian Ocean, just west of Australia. We're expecting a mission profile that is as intended and the same as test flight 12. But we'll see a different in trajectory here. We'll give you a more Earth globe view from the top down, bird's eye view. You can see we'll go to the test flight 12. The mission profile is right in between Florida and Cuba here. As we go to test flight 13 here with the bird's eye view or the space view, the mission profile is going between Cuba and Mexico instead, still go through the Gulf of America. But we're really excited for this mission profile, expecting results with a tighter timeline and test flight. Here we go at Astra.
Mars. Starship will also enhance Starlink's constellation and connectivity on Earth, the Moon, and beyond, while helping establish a network of AI data centers in space. Success on today's suborbital mission also opens the door for near-future orbital flights and our first attempt to catch ship on Tower 2 here at Starbase.
And this is an exciting day for the Starlink team as well, as we're planning to deploy 20 of the newest generation Starlink satellites. These sats aren't intended for operational use and will only be in space for about 20 minutes before demising. But during those 20 minutes, we're going to attempt to speedrun a bunch of tests. Things like deploying solar arrays, fired thrusters. We'll get into those a little bit later into the show.
Yeah, and what Starlink engineers learned today will be essential to deploying operational V3 satellites into the Starlink constellation on future Starship flights.
We're really excited for this mission profile, expecting results with a tighter timeline and test flight. Here we go at Astra.
And Mars. Starship.
We're really excited for this mission profile, expecting results with a tighter timeline and test flight. Here we go at Astra.
Starship.
We're really excited for this mission profile, expecting results with a tighter timeline and test flight. Here we go at Astra.
I'm strapped for cash.
You should sell some stuff on Depop. There's no selling fees and it's super easy.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. We're excited for this mission profile here. Test flight 13, T minus 20 minutes and 30 seconds left until launch. This is David T. Fung here. You're watching Apogee, the Starship flight profiles. You can go through the various profiles here. We have the history back into the Hopper days. We're working on getting more detail and resolution on the launch location, so we'll be updating that. But you can see here the history of the different Star Hopper to Starship to official test flight 1 here, where you could simulate and play it in terms of the conditions and the process gone through. Remember that memorable moment of test flight 1 in 2023. But my favorite, the one I got to experience, test flight 7, the second heavy booster catch here. We'll go on 60X. Even though ship had a run over the Caribbean, got to take my parents to see that test flight in person. Not we forget test flight 10, the successful one for ship, getting back to the Indian Ocean. I think that one was really beautiful after the tough test flights of 8 and 9. 9 was a big moment for the team and push. But test flight 11, even though booster went into the Gulf, I think what was most exciting is that was the Starlink's Dumbelink simulations. I think that one was really exciting to see the capabilities of what ship could do with the payloads there. We had the deployments, the let there be light moment, and the beauty of it. And I think if we look at test flight 12, introducing the Dodger Dogs, the Starlink satellites heading towards V3. That one was really exciting and a pivotal moment here. Just to have ship go back to the Indian Ocean 3 times in a row. And we have today on July 24th, 2026. Time is 15:27 PST. 17:27 CST, where Starbase is located. We have T minus 12 minutes for mission profile 12. Same mission profile as, for test flight 13 today. Similar mission profile to 12, but this time it's coming out of the launch right in between Cuba and the Gulf of America, all the way to the Indian Ocean, the other side of the world. I'm gonna try to pull up the live stream here, so it's side by side here, and we'll do live commentary. I think what's the fun and beauty of this is that we get to enjoy this day. We get to enjoy what Starship has gifted us in this community. And I think the beauty of this is sharing the experience together. Most importantly, sharing the trials and tribulations, hearing from the SpaceX team, what they're going through, and just the beauty of launch here. So let's tune in as we have 22 minutes left. T minus 22 minutes. Let's sync our live stream.
sensing devices. If they turn into melted metal slag, then you know that you got too much heat. If you melt this, you're hotter than aluminum melts. If you melt this, you're hotter than zinc melts. If you melt this, you're hotter than copper melts. If you melt this, you're hotter than Sharpie melts. So, or sub-Sharpie. We have all of this mass flow, all of this energy that is just absolutely trying to obliterate our pad. We want to give it a
There we have it.
Into this thing, and you see how like glowing hot is just yeah, a pretty impossible environment to keep something happy in. But and you zoom in and the flame deflector's still there, so that's the reason we build those things.
I think we'll do some additional commentary here as we sync the T-minus to the SpaceX broadcast here. Working through some live technical difficulties here as the count has added additional time. It's like extra time from the World Cup games here. This is Apogee. We're tracking all the mission profile histories of Starship. We've updated the HUD over time to get more accurate booster engine tracking with the direction of where ship is going, the countdown, the speed, the altitude, the 6 booster engines itself, and most importantly, the mission profile timelines and activity. We're working on improvements to add camera features to view the Starlink views that we extract from the live stream itself. But let's tune into the live stream as we have T-minus 19 minutes left.
On your screen, the first fully reusable rocket ever. The bottom half, or the first stage, is the Super Heavy booster. That's the silver part. It's powered by 33 of our newest iteration, you see them there on your screen now, Raptor 3 engines. They run on liquid methane and oxygen, and this version of Raptor provides a significant increase in thrust. With that additional thrust, as you can see here by these comparisons, the version that we're launching today, version 3 on the far right, that version of Starship gets off the pad much faster than our previous versions. The one on the far left is, I believe, is actually our Flight 1 footage, and in comparison, they really just go.
Yep. And now Super Heavy has 3 grid fins, which you can think of as aerodynamic rudders. You see them on your screen now. They help steer during landing. They're 50% larger than on previous booster versions and are designed to support rapid reuse and a more stable atmospheric reentry.
I love that shot there. And at the top of the booster, we've got the hot stage adapter. It's designed to protect the booster during separation, and now it's fully integrated for reusability.
And stacked right above that is our upper stage of the rocket, or stage 2. It's what we call ship. It's powered by 6 Raptor engines, 3 optimized to sea level performance, and 3 for the vacuum of space.
Ship's design could one day enable point-to-point transfer on Earth, meaning you could travel anywhere on the planet in an hour or less. Sounds pretty great to me.
Sounds awesome.
It's designed to carry massive orbital payloads, both cargo and crew, to Earth orbit, the moon, Mars, and beyond.
And for the first time, we are carrying real Starlink V3 satellites to space. For more on that, let's head out to California, where Tyler is standing by with the team in Hawthorne.
One of my favorite sections. V3
We're doing great over here
Starlink
today. Thank you both. I'm
Starship.
Tyler Lionquist, and I'm a Starlink business analyst here at SpaceX. Now, for those who of you who have been following along, the Starlink version 3 satellites have been designed to take full advantage of Starship's payload capacity. And we're going to get our first look at those satellites today. The Starlink V3 is our next-gen satellite, and it includes meaningful increases in capacity, data density, and power generation. So we'll be adding around 20 times the capacity into the constellation on each Starship mission as compared to the satellites that we launch on Falcon. And that means that we'll be able to serve more people all around the world and with increasingly
What an exciting
high-speed
feature with
internet.
Starlink
Like all Starlink
V3s.
satellites, the V3s are built at Starlink site in Redmond, Washington, where we already built more satellites than anyone else in the world today. Now, the V3 sats are designed to support 1 terabit per second of downlink and 160 gigabits per
Incredible
second of
downloads.
uplink capacity. That's approximately a 10 times improvement in downlink capacity and around a 22 times increase in uplink capacity from the version 2 Starlink satellite. Serving this capacity to and from customers are the satellite's upgraded phased array antennas. The upgraded phased arrays are fed by SpaceX's in-house developed chips that were designed to serve customers more efficiently in both densely and sparsely populated regions simultaneously. Launch and ground infrastructure, Starlink is uniquely positioned to keep pace with rising demand around the world. In fact, just last week, we rolled out the next generation Starlink kit, the V5, which is built for reliable, high-speed home internet.
StarMind, our AI satellites. I got to sit down with Elon and Starlink's director of satellite engineering, Ian Dahl. We covered a whole bunch of stuff, really focused on what are the 3 limiting factors to making data centers in space a reality. First one we talked about was mass to orbit. That's where Starship comes in. We're going to need megatons into low Earth orbit, and we're going to be combining its full reusability and the really big payload capacity to launch the number of satellites that we're talking about, because we plan to deploy up to 1 million AI satellites, and those are going to function as those orbital data centers using Starship for the high volume, low cost launches. A couple of really key reasons why moving data centers to space has advantages over building them here on Earth, which gets into our second limiting factor, which is power generation. It's always sunny in space. Satellites can harness that sun, that near constant solar energy, which is really going to be the only way to scale if AI continues to grow at the pace that we see, especially when you contrast it with all of the challenges that you have here on Earth. Within about 2 to 3 years, we believe space-based AI compute is going to become the lowest cost option as those launch costs continue to drop. and Earth-based constraints continue to grow. It's going to just transform how Earth powers AI, unlocks the future. And then our third limiting factor that we got to go figure out is going to be chips, and we got to do that fast. And that's what we're doing with TerraFab. That's going to be the most epic chip building effort ever, not just churning out really cool advanced chips, but also building a massive scale location to do it. We're talking 100 million square feet, so about 10 Tesla gigafactories. All of this together sounds a bit fantastical, a bit out there, but these are real steps that we are taking right now that are going to set us up to eventually become a galactic civilization. That sounds really cool. I mean, harnessing meaningful amounts of power from the sun, supporting all of those AI applications that are going to change our daily lives, and making humanity a multi-planetary species. If you want to learn more, you can watch the full conversation on our website. Hopefully a link appears on the screen. If not, go look up StarMind. So the future is looking pretty sweet, but first things first, we've got Flight 13 ahead. Let's jump down to Kate and Nate for what's ahead.
Thanks, Dan. Yeah, the future is built on progressive steps like today's test. So let's dive into the flight profile that we're going to see today.
That's right. We've got an exciting day in store. So starting with liftoff, Super Heavy will ignite those 33 Raptor 3 engines right off of Pad 2 here in Starbase. We will then power through ascent ahead of hot stage separation, where the booster will shut down all but 5 engines at the bottom. Stage 2 will then light its own Raptor engines, pushing off from Super Heavy and starting our stage separation maneuver known as hot staging. We will then have the directional booster flip using 33 engines, and after coasting for a few minutes, the booster today will target a landing burn and ocean splashdown a few miles off the coast of Starbase.
Ship is going to keep the party going with its ascent burn to a suborbital trajectory, followed by deployment of those 20 Starlink V3 satellites. We also plan to relight a single Raptor engine. Re-entry is just a few minutes later, which should provide some amazing views thanks to Starlink. And typically we see some pretty fantastic views of the ship's blistering re-entry through the Earth's atmosphere. A plasma blanket will form around the vehicle and never prevails to provide epic scenes. And lastly, we'll conclude today's test with a landing flip, a landing burn, and a splashdown in the Indian Ocean. And with that, let's kick it over to Dan for a countdown update.
Thanks, Kate. Good news. We just heard from the flight director. We are T-minus 10 minutes. We're a little bit past that now, not tracking any issues for launch today. Range continues to be green. Our range team hard at work, making sure we're clear out in the Gulf and in the Indian Ocean, where we're going to be sending the Starship. Weather because we had such poor visibility, weren't going to be able to see those tiles on the way up. That's a key kind of experiment objective for this flight today. And so we're looking really good with weather today. In the future, we'll see what kind of adverse weather we can fly into. We are capable and allowed to launch into lightning, but we're going to utilize that new capability carefully as we eventually continue to evolve Starship to fly it at an airplane-like cadence. You can see the prop load there on your screen. We're just about closed out on the main tanks on the ship. We just started propellant load in the header tanks on Starship. Those are the 2 smaller ones up top that we'll hopefully be using for the in-space burn and a landing burn at the end of its mission. We started loading our propellant at about T-minus 35 minutes today, and we're going to continue all the way down until we're inside 5:51 p.m. Central, a couple of minutes into our window today. So we'll be back real soon. Toss it back down to Kate and Nate.
Thanks, Dan. Recently, NASA announced the astronauts for the upcoming Artemis 3 mission. The Artemis 3 mission is a crewed demonstration mission in low Earth orbit designed to demonstrate critical systems needed for future lunar landings. Astronauts Andre Douglas, Luca Parmitano, Randy Bresnik, and Frank Rubio, as seen there on your screen, they will crew the mission, and it's slated for 2027.
It's a great crew, and it's also the penultimate mission, the final test before Artemis 4 attempts to put astronaut boots back on the moon for the first time since 1972. We'll be launching a Starship with a docking port on the nose so we can practice rendezvous and docking with the crew. And one key test objective comes after docking, where we will be able to test out maneuverability of the vehicles together while in space. This has the new importance as the revamped plan for lunar landings use Starship to do the burn and send astronauts to the moon from Earth orbit.
And one other cool ad, NASA is putting 2 SpaceX mini lasers on Orion to connect it to our Starlink constellation with the goal of enabling 4K imagery and video from the spacecraft while in space. So,
Don't underestimate the sleep on Starlink. There's a lot of projects coming together from comms. Comms is important, deep space network is important, but a constellation of comms via Starlink is crucial in Moonlink.
Expedition 74, and he captured these sweet photos of Starbase during an ISS flyover. Hi, Neil. We're all waving back at you, buddy. It's awesome to see the whole picture here, as there's lots of facility and infrastructure development going on, but Starbase isn't alone on that front.
It changes every day, but talking about other locations, work is well underway in Florida to get pads 39A and Slick 37A ready for future Starship launches potentially later this year. Starship launches from Cape Canaveral are
SpaceX Starship
to hit the necessary launch cadence to get back to the moon, build a moon base, head to Mars, all the exciting stuff ahead in the future.
Yeah, exactly. And that future gets closer and closer with tests like today's flight. And with that, we are just under 6 minutes until launch. So that brings us to terminal count. Excitement is definitely gaining traction down here as the crowd is gathering just behind us on the lawn outside, and happy to say, still not a cloud in the sky. Dan, how are things up at Mission Control?
Things are still looking really good, Kate. We are still not tracking any holds on the board, no issues with the vehicle or with the pad. Our range continues to be green, both in the Gulf and out in the Indian Ocean for flight today. We'll continue monitoring that all the way down to the final minutes. We are going to be closing out our propellant loading on the booster and the ship within the next 3 minutes. We're going to have about 11.5 million pounds of liquid oxygen and liquid methane on both of those stages once we're all done. Then it'll be time for the pad to essentially ready itself, where we clear out all of the prop that's been flowing through feed lines up into the launch mount, up into the tower. Those go back into the propellant farm, get it ready, and we'll do those final thrust vector control, those steering checks as we get a little bit closer. If we need to hold that whole time, it's new for this launch, and we saw it briefly on our attempt last week. That hold is set at T-minus 60 seconds now. That's where we can pause and wait to just kind of hang out for any presentations, anything like that to clear. We've got a couple of minutes ahead. We will only hold if there's an issue. We're not tracking any holds on the board right now.
That's right. Now, once T-minus 60 seconds passes, a number of events will occur in rapid succession. Both the ship and booster will configure their comm systems for flight, and they will rapidly run leak checks on gas and fluid tanks. Meanwhile, the booster will be going into internal power, and its engines will get their final priming for launch. Those ship engines will also begin their ascent bleed profile, and it will arm its automatic flight safety system. There's a lot of mechanical activations on the tower side as well, with one critical step being unlatching of the quick disconnect feeding propellant into the ship.
And once T-minus 60 seconds has passed, we still have the ability to rapidly recycle the count under certain conditions back to that T-minus 60 seconds point and hold there to assess what happened and continue to proceed once again to T0. There's an estimated 5 to 8 minutes of hold time, and that's largely driven by the propellant temperatures that we see on the vehicle while holding. The flame diverter on pad 2, you can see it there at the base of Starship. That activates at T-minus 17 seconds. Now, if we trigger a hold after T-minus 17 seconds, that will result in a scrub for the day, as we've already turned on the water. Now, for those that have just recently tuned in, once again, our primary test objectives for today's test flight includes successful liftoff, stage separation. We also plan to deploy 20 Starlink V3 satellites. We have real satellites on board. We expect to have about 20 minutes of available time to run some tests and really allow the Starlink engineers to put them to the test bed.
That's right, and we also have the soft splashdowns planned for both the booster and the ship. Going to be super exciting to see if we can return those safely back so that way we can get ready for power matches again.
We only gave when we get the live Starlink.
Just a quick check-in. We got our final green light from the range, not tracking any issues on ascent or out in the Indian Ocean for entry. So that was kind of the final go for flight that we wait for in these final minutes. Prop load now closing out on both vehicles. We have no holds on the board. Again, we've got that gate at T-minus 1 minute. We're only going to hold if there's a reason, and currently there are no reasons.
Coming up here in a few seconds, we should have, actually right there we can see on screen, that's the base of the Super Heavy booster. Those are the 33 Raptor engines, and we expect to see there they go, the TVC checkouts, also known as engine wiggles. We're activating those thrust vector control actuators to ensure that those center engines and the inner radius as well have the ability to steer the rocket.
Yeah, super cool to see how fast those move. I mean, in flight, it's amazing to see how it steers the vehicle. We're coming up on that T-minus 1 minute now on our countdown, so let's listen in to see if we pass that gate.
Alright, we are through the gate. Still no holds on the board. 50 seconds to go.
Okay, let's start with getting here. Getting ready to go. So this live stream here, we'll see a difference between the site with the live stream. So the live stream, we're getting some latency here, streamed to us via the internet. We'll have multiple angles, multiple means here, cables. I'm excited. There we go, flight director, go for launch. Here we go. Test flight 13. Ad Astra, go SpaceX, go Starship, go Starlink, the SAT. Let's go.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Picking up speed on the site. Apogee here. Launch is going and moving. See here the roars of those V3 Raptor engines here. See the speed is picking up. All 33 Super Heavy boosters live and active right now. Good beauty. Go for launch hat on. Let's go. Those angles.
30 seconds to enter the flight. 33 of the 33 Raptor engines lit on the Super Heavy booster, working away from us here at Stargate.
Can you hear the roar of the V3 Raptor engines? We're excited.
Coming up on maximum aerodynamic pressure, which again for this flight is going to be higher than it has been on any of our previous Starship flights.
And that's increasing ever since just flight 12. Let's go. Speed up.
Aerodynamic pressure now into flight.
31 kilometers.
Still seeing 33 out of 33 Raptor engines lit and burning. Our next major moment is going to be coming up in just a little over a minute from now when we're going to get to hot staging. We're going to shut down all but 5 of those engines on the booster. Our version of MECO, most engines cut off. And then we're going to ignite the 6 engines on the ship while it is still attached to do that separation. As a reminder, we try to do a directional flip, so when you watch on your screen, we're hopefully going to be sending that booster towards the bottom of the frame. For the booster itself, it's like doing a flip up. It'll go towards the bottom of the frame. We do that by lighting the engines. That's slightly staggered sequence.
We zoom in to the site. by for hostage.
All but 5 engines down.
7.
6 ignite.
Zero engine active and going. Goes backward start. There we go.
Booster now doing its boost back burn. Looks like we lit up 33 initially. Now we're down to 13. We're seeing 6 out of 6 Raptors.
Smooth and steady with this flight so far. Things are going. We have a ship going. On time.
And boost back burn shut down. So it looks like we're able to get the boost back burn this time around. It was one of the key objectives to get into on the last flight. And we've got 6 engines lit on the ship. Alright, so that's the first 2 burns that the booster's going to be doing to kind of send it back towards us. It's going to be landing a couple of miles offshore from Starbase, so we're going to try and get it all the way down to do a landing burn. We're going to use those 13 center engines. They're going to ignite. That's just going to really lead off all that velocity that's built up. It'll eventually hopefully transition to 5 engines to fine-tune its path in, and then all the way down to 3 for the remaining bit. Alright, we've got a couple of minutes to go until we get there. So booster's just going to coast for a little bit. Ship still seeing 6 out of 6 Raptor engines lit.
6 out of 6 Raptors.
Got about 4 minutes left. Getting some killer views. Kate, Nate, how's the view about
Let's follow Buster for a bit here. We'll switch to tab.
Just shot off the pad and seeing all the crowd now running back inside to take views on the
Ship's
screen here.
continuing speed over 12,000.
One of these days I'm gonna learn to not stare at engines because now I have a break blob in my vision. Now speaking of vision, you can see both stages there on your screen. Starship's second stage still firing its engines. You can follow along with that. But the buoy down on the bottom right-hand side of the
We have our buoy and HUD on our site too.
still following the planned flight path as well. Beautiful views of that right there behind the ship.
Incredible speeds by Starlink.
That's right, we're actually getting a live shot off the booster right now on the camera. You can see the plume from Starbase where it just lifted off 5 minutes ago.
We are there.
We are there, that is us.
I kind of went back outside and waved.
Very exciting.
Now again, this booster is not planning to come back to the tower or the launch site for this particular launch. We are going to be planning to do an ocean splashdown just off the coast of Starbase. We'll still get some amazing views from that.
Pretty awesome to see the Raptor engines there on the left-hand side of your screen. You can actually see the plume there of those center Raptors. Those are the sea-level ones, as well as the vacuum Raptors, so the 3 of them, larger ones on the outer radius.
Now, just like on tower caches, we are going to be doing a 13-engine landing to slow the booster down. Hopefully we can get a live camera booster right now as we're going into that phase. Awesome shot, you can see it there. So right now the booster is using their 3 hypersonic griffins to guide itself through the atmosphere toward its landing site. You can see we're only 5 kilometers above the sea right here.
Just as a call out for landing during startup for the booster. I'm feeling about the wild here. And another awesome landing for Super Heavy. Congratulations to all the teams here at Starbase and at our SpaceX team. Amazing.
Let's go back to the ship view and profile here. the ship here as we get Starship engine cut off soon.
Yeah, shit.
All right, Starship 6 Raptor engines have successfully shut down. And there's our call out for nominal orbit insertion. So we got a ship in space, we've got a booster in the Gulf where we're planning to set it. It's a hell of a start to the day, Kate.
Yeah, it sure is. All of our colleagues here are filing in through the doors. A lot of people wanted to stay outside and hear the boom, and so it's pretty great to see.
What do you of those Starlink beings here?
Getting more data here and telemetry.
See that? We have history here, we have data sources. There's AA, NASA Spaceflight, space.com.
Let's get more live data feeds here, working and going.
And beautiful here. Looks like we're back at the Space Jams here. We'll turn that off another moment for YouTube. I think we'll find our own music here as we bring it together here. We'll play it off. More great cinematic, beautiful music. So far, ships still on its trajectory with over 26,000 kilometers per hour. But it needs feet to get through. Some Space Jams in that ambient side. I think like what I imagine space being like is like almost outer space. Beautiful new horizon. So let's find our music here. What we've created. Turn it these atmospheric qualities. Let's go. For some vast size of the blue, and we have these beautiful blue leaves of Earth. team, so let's tune in.
A number of tests and really speed run those tests during that time.
Right,
And in terms of satellite lifespans, 20.
We enjoy the space jams. The ambient space jams have been great and put together. Imagine having this. We really enjoy the test shot starfish team here over on YouTube. We want our own jams here in commentary.
Actually are equipped with flashlights to look back at Starship as we want to image the heat shield and understand the heat shield performance through the ascent phase, as this information is very important for us to know and understand as we prepare for operations that will enable the ship to come back to Starbase for landing, or catch, I should say.
We are about 40 seconds away from that planned payload deployment sequence being complete.
Looks like we've just got those last two to go. These ones might be coming out and starting to see motion. 19 out the door, one more.
Hard payload deployed, demo complete.
It looks like we got a crowd at our Hawthorne, California location.
That's right.
Some colleagues gathering outside of mission control there as well.
That mark. And that's the future of Starlink payload deployments on Starship here. Within the 28-minute mark after launch, we'll get deployments here, maybe sooner. But what a beauty of this demonstration there of the solid deployment part of the demo here. We have Ship 40 live stream views here. Continue its on-orbit path and trajectory. Now let's zoom out for a bit to see what the next stages are. As it continues over to Australia. So next stage we have Raptor in space relay demo upcoming around the 38-minute mark. So we have T-minus 10 minutes until the next demonstration here. Let's continue. Listening. Let's bring up our next jam here. Bringing in a space ambient way of listening to space and music here. We'll have this composition called Sonic number 14. I think what the beauty of this is that we wanted to capture the feeling of what would space music sound like. What would the frontier of exploring new spaces, new realms where no man of humankind has gone through. So we devised and created this series of sonics, and this is number 14. Let's bring it up. Get it going. And with that, we'll be back in a couple minutes. defunct back here. Track ID of our ambient space jam is Sonic number 14. Our home planet is beautiful. I've been inspired by these test flights and creating music with it. It's just the beauty of and all of what it's showing us and what we can see in outer space here. I think the enjoyment is that we get to celebrate and see the beautiful home planet we get to live on. So this song debuting today out in the world, Sonic number 14, Our Home Planet is Beautiful, is to capture the ethereal beauty of space travel, the space sonics, the beauty of our home, blue, green planet, Earth. Earth with a capital E. So enjoy. Up next, we have Test Raptor in Space Relight here demo at the 38-minute mark. We're T-minus 3 minutes and 30 seconds from that moment here. Here we go. We'll be right back. We got some views from NASA spaceflight. Our friends there in SpaceX for your viewing pleasure here. If you have another recommendation or another viewing, let us know. We want to get as many views as possible with this mission profile so that you don't have to tune into multiple streaming stations. The beauty of it is to capture it all. Enjoy. Sonic number 14, Our Home Planet is Beautiful.
And confirmation over the net. Green light shutdown. The burn has ended. Congrats to the team on this milestone. I mean, it's crazy to see how we can maneuver in space, and just another icing on the cake for today's mission. So we're going to be taking another quick break. We'll be back in a couple of minutes before re-entry, which is targeted for about T plus 47 minutes. So we'll see you soon.
So in about 7 minutes, we'll have the burn entry back into the Indian Ocean there. But we just got a complete demo of the Starship Raptor engine relight demo there. Congrats to the team from the Raptor 3 engines. Let's go. Congrats to the team there on the Raptor 3 engines for the demo flight. Test flight relight there. Let's continue some ambient space jams here.
SpaceX ship team, the Raptor V3s, the demo relight there, the Starlink team making all of this possible. What a beauty and what a gift. What a beauty and a gift. Looks like we're getting ready to re-enter here, so let's tune back in to the live stream here. Looks like we're still getting other Space Jams. Let's bring back the tracked Vast Blue Day.
Ship is subsonic now. We're having views. Let's tune in to the SpaceX live stream here.
Max heating and max dynamic pressure, meaning that the vehicle temperature and speeds and pressure are all coming down, and we can see that in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen as speed continues to decelerate. Coming up to the ship landing burn. One of pretty much everybody's favorite part of Starship test flight days. That's going to be coming up here in just about a minute or so.
The Apogee here, you can zoom into the test profile here. We're going to get more detail as we improve the site. We have our couple moments here of the trajectory here of ship coming in. Let's go on into the SpaceX broadcast team.
If you've got our buoys and drones in range with the recovery team, they're going to be standing by to try and get additional views of Starship's heat shield, which from our initial looks, it did pretty well on the flight uphill, but we'll continue to dig for all the visual data as we get it. We didn't do any real stress tests or anything on this flight. We did do our landing launch flight controller call out with the swoosh maneuver and the final maneuver that we plan to have Starships returning to Starbase do, that will essentially hook them out of the Gulf before coming in and telling to. But about 10 seconds away, look for 3 Raptors, 3 in the middle to light up, do a flip. Let's get this thing in the water.
Ship 40 coming down, landing burns of 3 and 2 engines. Those sounds. Coming down, landing burns of 1 engine. Let's go. Coming down, splash down. Let's go.
Descending into the Indian Ocean, down to 1.
There. We got that sequence.
And we're in the water. And it's a 5 splash down in the water.
Seconds.
That is the first. That is the softest
USA.
we've ever had a Starship there in the Indian Ocean.
It's bound to be an exciting day for our recovery team. I mean, that's a huge milestone to even get to soft splashdown, much less half the vehicle stay afloat.
Let's go. Got it.
SpaceX broadcast on X. What a beauty of test flight 13. We still see the live streams there. Somehow, some way, NASA space flight still getting those drone views. How are they getting these broadcast views here? That's so amazing. It's so awesome. You can see how excited the SpaceX team is there. From Starbase to Hawthorne. Just tune in for it.
Managed to contact all 20 of those presets. So it was a massive day for us. So congratulations to everyone at Starbase, Starlink, everyone here.
V3 sats. Mission accomplished. List deployments. We'll see you guys. They roll around and get more data.
And that's goodbye Hawthorne. Back to you guys at Starbase. Thanks so much.
What a beauty. Those continuous views of ship itself.
Look at that view of the Starship detail tiles. You can really see how atmospheric re-entry and how it disperses the heat around the edge of the vehicle. I don't think we've seen quite that close before. Never. And honestly, armor short-lived, that ship standing, bobbing in the water, that is insane data for our team. It's unbelievable that we were able to keep that ship afloat. Now, we promise maximum excitement and Starship V3 delivered. Congratulations to all of our teammates at SpaceX and to everyone who supports the Starship program. And thank you to all of our future customers for your support. Yeah, as you can tell in the crowd, we really enjoyed that Eagle camp for a moment. We'd also like to thank the fine people of the County, as well as the Coast Guard, the Federal Aviation Administration, and the Government of Mexico. The amazing news do not end, so be sure to follow SpaceX on X for updates and more of these exciting shots that we didn't get to feature on today's broadcast. And to get an inside real-time look at the team bringing this incredible rocket to life, check out the latest episode of our documentary series, Starship.
Highly recommend that documentary. It's beautiful, incredible views, incredible sights, insights into the Starship team, just testing the evolution of getting into Raptor, these engines. Let's listen to Dan for a bit.
We had tried in the past to do these splashdown sausage pops. We experimented with rolls. This is the first time we put an intact Starship in the water. This is a dream scenario for the team that's trying to get these ships. Normally we're working with a slightly charged Starship in the water, and now we have one intact. So the Ricard team is moving into their third nap. We are still getting views from Starship in its 70s via Starlink from the other side of the world while it is floating in the water after flying through space. Like, this is just completely surreal right now.
Incredible work from the Starlink team. NASA, you gotta get these Starlink cams and connections as soon as possible for these needs for the next artist. Mission. Incredible work.
Views that we're seeing, you're looking at a pretty intact looking medium, which, as a reminder, we're flying.
All 6 engines still intact. Look at all those tiles. I hope they bring the ship back to Starbase so we can meet it live in person. This is intact version. We've had other ships implode, but 40 coming back to Starbase where that data is crucial for mission profile. Test flight 14. Will that one have the catch? We don't know. We'll see what data comes in, how they prepare. But this is crucial data, getting ship intact, hopefully bringing it back to Starbase to analyze. We'll have ship 41. Possibly this is just prediction here of the sentiment and moment, how they're feeling. But probably trying to accomplish the same mission profile again, having a soft landing for ship to get that towel testing it. It's always better to get 2 data sets than 1. And then possibly test flight 15 is the official catch. Or 16. We'll see how many test flights you'll get until the end of 2026, going to 2027. What a beauty. This is in today and has history reference.
That's going to be coming out soon. Yeah, let's just focus on that. We get Starship in the ocean. That's fantastic. We'll see you all out here for the next flight test of Starship version 3. With that, I'll say goodbye.
Let's go. Test flight 13. What an accomplishment for its mission profile here. And a beauty to it. I think what we enjoy the most here is that we got great data for this test flight. A mission profile that's accomplished. We'll rerun through this again so you can see at 60 speed again as we talk.
But let's do
Let's
it.
do it. Let's play for the beginning of liftoff from Starbase. We're going to play Sports Center style here.
But yeah,
let's go. Let's refresh the site. Get things going.
About to do a little
Update to the site here. We're going to mention the technical difficulties here. We are working with our AI agents to make Apogee, this mission profile site, happen here. things going here. We'll have the booster view and shoot view for people. We have speeds on 1 having 60x synchronous within our time span here. But I think the beauty of this site is that you get to locate to Starbase here. You get to look at all the mission profiles together. I think that was the most fun part to build out. To see all the test flights go through and look at strands of hundreds more of future mission profiles from Starship here. But the capturing this history, the coloring here is to capture the progress, the movement, the moments, the breakthroughs, the failures, the historical catalog of what Starship has gone through, from the Hopper days to initial test flights to the Starship integrated flights and to the ones that will be going to the future of Moon and Mars. But with that, let's wrap up the stream today. We'll get the site working on the replay for the mission profile test flight 13. What an exciting test flight. My prediction of that is test flight 14 will have a similar profile to it. Let's enjoy the day.
That place is getting hot.
Let's enjoy some jams, ambient space jams. As we head out. Let's enjoy these ambient space jams.
Enjoy.
You need to tune in. This is David T. Funk at Astro. Keep coming and stay mindful. Follow at David T. Funk, PGUT.
Okay, David T. Fung here. We got the site working and going. Let's try it out. It's a mission profile. You can see max Qs. We're going at 60x speed right now. The beauty of Apogee site is to be able to replay all this. We have the GUI, we have the HUD showing all the milestones to this test flight 13 moment here. Got a payload deployment. It's start and demo of those Starlink V3 sats. What a beauty here. Enjoying with some sonics here of ambient space jams created by David T. Fung here. But the beauty of replaying this is just to see all the milestones, to see it from a different visual view. I think we want to be able to rotate and see the Earth differently here. I think in the future we want to be able to bring as much data, camera footage as possible where you'll get it live based on the camera in direction where you're at in the universe to view all this. The relight coming back in, the splashdown, subsonic levels, bringing back the engines. What a beauty. You can replay in any way, shape, or form you like. But this has been Apogee, an active 3D mission globe that replays the SpaceX Starship test flight profiles. But with that, Ad Astra, keep going and stay heartful.